They want Black people to suffer in silence. That's what they want from us, Black people. They want us to suffer, but they want us to shut the fuck up about it. How dare we open our mouths and complain about the constant disrespect, racism, oppression, systemic discrimination.
As a journalist that is no longer in a traditional newsroom at the moment, when I tell you Black Americans, the descendants of the enslaved, push the culture, that is what I'm talking about.
Honestly, the Latinos that are asking the Black community for forgiveness because of Ashley Gonzalez, I think they're ridiculous. They have never lived around Black people. They treat us bad. They assault us. They assault our street vendors. And
leadership know that she may be given a out for resignation instead of being fired. Everybody seen that egregious video that she made speaking of the Black community. One, she does not speak for the Hispanic community. Two, you would not speak about my community in that manner and hold that badge. You think that that we're going to allow you to do that in our city. I bought the belt of justice today because we want to let the leadership know at HPD that you're not going to go behind doing back alley deals. You're going to draw a line in the sand today. Because let's be clear, that badge that she had on her comes from us, the community. That's who it comes from. And so you would not use that badge to weaponize us. Is what you're not going to do. So with that being said, we are here to let them know that the community is watching. Because this is how road cops are recycled, by letting them resign knowing that they displayed misconduct or some type of behavior that is unacceptable.
So I've never seen Black folks so mad like this before, you know, and that tells you you cannot take advantage of a situation assuming like you have power or you have the backup, okay? Assuming that you have a plan so that some group of people will listen to you. Some group of people will feel happy because you have talked something very important, okay? That's what Ashley did. Ashley Gonzalez, that's what she was doing. That's what she was pretending. She was assuming that the white will applaud her for what she has said, for what she came up about and brought to the table. Okay? She thought she's doing something very, very happy. But right now she regrets a lot. She does really regret a lot of what she did. Why she did that, okay? Because Black people have come out in large numbers to demand her to apologize. And right now she has apologized. You heard the previous video, she did apologize. And she was in tears. She was crying. And I've seen some very, very different reaction towards how people have talked about how she behaved, how she came about. And in this video, I'm going to play those videos so that you guys can see how all things are going through. Guys, watch this video and make sure you give it a like and subscribe to this channel, guys. And one thing that I always tell you that these videos are for educational purposes and to creating awareness, guys. And credits to all the original creators of this video. Now let's watch these videos, guys.
Oh hey y'all, I forgot to share this with y'all.
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I fucking hate oh my god, I fucking hate like I hate y'all, like you, like I don't oh we were slaves this and that, I don't give a but like for a reason you guys were slaves. You guys don't know anything better than the steel. Like, oh my god, like I was literally eating food with my friend. He had his, oh my god, like, I don't know, por Dios, por gracias de Dios, I had my wallet next to me, like my whole purse, and those like that little small shit decided not to steal my wallet. Oh my god, I would have grabbed my heel and like whoop the out of that nigga. But like whatever, right? But no or nothing. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say like out loud, like goddamn, like oh my god, I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps. Like I kid you not, I don't know what the fuck came over me. I grabbed that by the neck and I was like, come here, you fucking. And oh my god, like I felt like the world just stopped. Like it was just peace. Like I don't know. And then he was just like even I in my head I was like, damn, te pasaste, because I called him a fucking dog. Like imagine if the downtown were there, they could have beaten my ass. And then he like stops like, yeah, just call me a fucking. I was like, you're a. I was like, oh my god, like you're a fucking and I called you a like world peace. And I was like, what the are you gonna possibly say? Like, are you gonna call 911 because I called you a no, right? Oh my god, I don't know. This didn't record, but it was like I'm kind of glad it didn't record because it was like me expressing how much I hated black people after this. Like, dog, like let me get a black person on a 911 call tomorrow, especially you're going to jail. I don't give a you're getting treated like a bunch of
So yeah, congratulations on your displacement. But I think I speak on behalf of all us color folks. We do not care. We're over it. Love you, bye.
They want black people to suffer in silence. That's what they want from us, black people. They want us to suffer, but they want us to shut the fuck up about it. How dare we open our mouths and complain about the constant disrespect, racism, oppression, systemic discrimination? How dare we open our mouths? We should just accept it. That is what it means to be black. Don't you get that, sis? Don't you get that, king? Don't you get that, sibling? For my non-binary black people out there, I love you. We are supposed to take it silently, endure it. Take the disrespect, take the racism, take the N-words, take all of it, and then show up with a smile on our face and put our bodies on the line to protect those people who are calling us N-words. To protect those people who are discriminating against us, to protect those people who are oppressing us and redlining us and preventing us from achieving the goals that we seek to achieve, although we still always do because we're them bitches. Me, a black woman, made a post talking to other black women about how frustrated I am about having to see the nonsense going on in Los Angeles that was so clearly avoidable. And I have non-black people in my comments telling me, can you stop talking about this? Someone had the nerve to tell me that I'm rubbing it in their face. What the fuck do you mean I'm rubbing it in your face? Having a conversation between me and fellow black women about how I feel and about how we feel. And we're rubbing our experience in your face. It's because you want us to shut the fuck up. That's what it is. Yes, you know that we're right. Yes, you know that you were wrong. But can us Negroes just shut the fuck up about it? That is the energy. That is the energy because they want us to suffer in silence. That's why they got so mad about black people going back to Starbucks, because we were supposed to do our Negro duties, and we were supposed to shut the fuck up and suffer in silence. How dare we give them their same energy back? How dare we? How dare we not be the bigger person? Because as usual, us Negroes always have to be the bigger person. Y'all don't get to be so wrong that you destroy the fucking planet and don't have to hear about it. You gonna hear about this shit. Our big fat black lips are gonna be jabbering, bitches. Get used to it, because it's about fucking time y'all start hearing about yourselves. Black people, they tell you to be quiet, talk louder.
I wanted to wait so I can get my thoughts together before I spoke on that Ashley Gonzalez situation here in Texas. See, I wanted to see how many Hispanics would actually respond and say she was wrong first, but I knew the answer. Y'all didn't. And honestly, I'm not understanding why so many y'all are shocked. Why are y'all surprised that Hispanics would say something like that? Haven't I been telling y'all we don't have any friends? And why are y'all even more shocked that folks in that same community ain't came out and said nothing? How come y'all think they were gonna correct her when that go on in their houses all the time? See, if you've been following me for any amount of time, I have already told y'all this. I tell y'all this all the time, but y'all want your feelings to get hurt. We do not have any friends, especially here in Texas. This type of racism from Hispanics towards black people, it ain't new, y'all. It's regular and it's common and it's been happening. Mexicans don't like black folks. So what I'm trying to figure out is this: why do y'all keep acting surprised every damn time somebody come out and say the quiet part out loud? Oh, y'all just expected it from white folks? See, because some of y'all are still inviting people to the cookout just because they know our music, rap and sing and dance and all this old kind of stuff. Just because they copy our style. See, that's not solidarity, y'all. That is proximity. Liking black culture is not the same thing as respecting black people. How many times do I have to say this? And until y'all understand the difference, moments like this are going to keep catching you off guard, keep making you feel some kind of way. It's 1,000 Ashley Gonzalez's. They didn't just pop out of nowhere, y'all. She represents something that a lot of y'all pretend don't exist. And the truth is this: Hispanics, y'all, are more racist towards black communities than Caucasians. But some of y'all are still too friendly to even recognize what's happening right in front of y'all face.
Ever notice how most white people are very silent about racism? They're quiet about calling it out when they see it. They refuse to talk about it in everyday life, but then proceed to say, yeah, I treat everybody the same. I'm not racist. You know, I love everybody. When they see injustices, when oppression cannot be ignored, they manage to do just that. Pretend like it's not happening for their comfort. When you don't speak up on something, when you pretend it's not as big of an issue as it actually is, you say, I'm a good person, you know, I treat everybody the same. So what these other white people are doing to harm and oppress other people has nothing to do with me, so I can stay quiet and just allow it to happen. That is prioritizing your comfort over justice. That is what's keeping this whole system that white people designed alive. This whole racial hierarchy. And you are scared of rejection from other white people, if you're scared to talk about these things, if you're scared to be vocal, if you're scared for people to cut off contact with you or to remove you from a friend on social media, if you're scared to be scapegoated yourself, you are fully responsible for keeping the system alive. The injustices that people of color experience are your fault, just like the rest of the majority of white people. You are not better than someone who is racist themselves because you allow it. You allow it. And if every single one of us that claims to not be racist went and took a stand, became vocal, didn't hide to protect themselves. There was uproars when a rich white person was just let go with a warning when they committed a hate crime, and we made big deals about these things because we genuinely cared. It wouldn't happen anymore. We held racist people accountable. If none of us tolerated it, the ones that said they're not racist, if we didn't tolerate other racists, I think we can end this whole racial hierarchy thing going on. We held cops and judges accountable. If we punished hate crimes to the fullest extent, if we had a zero tolerance policy for racism, if every racist person was blasted online by other white people, we took a stand and said we are no longer enabling other white people just because we don't want to be rejected by them. I think that this country could look a lot different. Nobody wants to do anything. Nobody wants to do anything. They want to pretend like they're doing something. They want to pretend like they care. But everybody moves about with their ego in mind. Everything is me, me, me. What will happen to me if I do this? What will happen to me if I'm vocal? What will happen to me if I'm an outcast? Who cares? Who cares if you're scapegoated? Who cares if you're an outcast? Do what's right. I just can't stand how weak people are.
All right, it's me, Chico Dion. Right now, I'm speaking about the Ashley Gonzalez situation. For those who don't know, I'm the one with the Family Dollar, where the little girl was talking bad about black folks in Spanish, and I had to check that shiggity. So, about Ashley Gonzalez, the way she talked about black folks, man, that's the norm. I'm gonna say this first: all Mexicans ain't like that, but a bunch of them are. See, I've heard them same conversations, how she spoke about black folks in English. I've heard them same conversations all my life here in Texas in Spanish. I was raised in Texas. I was raised in Houston. So, and I'm gonna say it straight up, yeah, it's a bunch of racism. See, I told Isaiah Carey when he asked me that on his show, he said that I think it was a bunch of racism between against us who was in the Hispanic community. I told him, if I got to speak Spanish to be all right with a group of people, then I ain't gonna do it. I refuse to do it. Like I say, if my ears could speak, man, boy, they'll tell you some hell of a stories. It ain't, man, I'm like, as a kid, I remember being on a city bus and I would hear these people speak bad about black people and stuff, you know what I'm saying? In the penitentiary, I'm like, it's even worse, you know? We everything from Chango, Mayate, Mayuga to Tirachos to Chapapote is tar. You know, I've heard all of it. So the way she spoke in English about us, that's the way they speak about us in Spanish. Trust me, I know. And that's why I told Isaiah Carey, if I got to speak Spanish to be all right with a group of people, then I ain't gonna do it. Man, like I say, look, I heard that stuff so much that the wax in my ears have been melted. I don't even get wax in my ears no more because I've heard so much racism from them people towards us speaking in Spanish. So the way she spoke about us in English, man, that's the way they talk about us in Spanish. And that's why I checked that little girl that day, but I was just trying to let her know, you know, man, at this day and time, it's a bunch of us around here, man. So, like I say, I was raised in Houston before a bunch of Afro-Latinos even popped up, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Colombian. I was raised here. So I know the culture. And I ain't gonna sit up and say, no, it ain't racism, it ain't a bunch of racism. I'll be lying if I say that. And that's why my response was to Isaiah Carey, if I got to speak Spanish to be all right with a group of people, then I just refuse to do that. Hey, it is what it is. Sea lo que sea. You know, I'm gonna say so. I remember one time, this little girl cut for me, Mexican girl cut for me. She was telling her mama, I mean, Chico. And I remember going to the house and I remember her mama saying, ¿Quién es el negrito ese? She know who that little nigga right there, you know what I'm saying? She said, oh, este Chico. I said, tú eres Chico. I said, sí, yo soy Chico. De donde tú eres? Now, oh, you Chico. Now it became all right because I started speaking Spanish. Once again, if I got to speak Spanish to be all right, then I don't want to be all right. Hey, man, with that said, y'all stay blessed. Get back.
Since this whole thing first went down, a lot of people have been asking me, am I going to make a video about Ashley Trevino and her racism? But anybody that has been following me since the beginning for an extended amount of time, you know that I like to sit back and pay attention and watch how things play out. And without fail, it played out exactly like I knew it would. So let's get it. Finally, number one, anybody that is shocked and awe has their jaw on the floor, you have not been paying attention. We have no allies, especially not in the Latino community that checks off white on the race box. Second of all, Ashley Trevino is exactly how I like my racists. Be loud about it. I love knowing who people are right from Jump Street. Number three, let's hit on this shock factor again. You're shocked that the Latino community are not speaking out about this? You're shocked that you can count on one hand the amount of Latino people that have spoken out against her racism? Again, you have not been paying attention. And that's okay because as I said before, we don't all wake up at the same time. But I'm going to need you to wake up. They showed us who they are in the 2025 white nationalist takeover. And you still don't believe them? Latinos and Hispanics who check off white on the race box are not our friends. They are not our allies. They will choose white proximity over their own people, and you think they care about us? Lastly, I knew there was going to be an apology video coming. And like clockwork, she did not disappoint.
I don't know, I just feel really bad. And I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
Baby. You meant every word you said. You're sorry that the person you went on that racist rant with turned out not to be your friend. You're sorry you got fired. You're sorry because you are now facing the consequences of your actions. Thank you for showing the world who you are. And now may you forever have the life that you deserve.
And that girl, Ashley Gonzalez, is a prime example of why every time a situation occurs with a black person in another race, we always refer to racism. It's because we have to deal with so many people that are undercover racism to the point where they can no longer hide it. Like, you can be going on a jog, going on a walk, you could be moving in the neighborhood at work. Like, we have to deal with that so much. Like, it's an everyday basis for us. It's always people who, you know, try to act like they have good intentions, and it always comes to a point where they can no longer hide it. And the fact that she is a police officer is even crazy. And then with her being suspended, talking about they're doing investigation, the only thing they should be investigating is the people that she already had to put in handcuffs and take to jail. They need to be investigating that, because maybe those people are locked up for no reason. Other than that, it should be no question. It shouldn't be anything suspended. She should automatically have everything taken away from her, her badge. She should never be able to become a police officer, regardless of what county and what state it is. Like, I mean, I don't get what else they're investigating. And I feel like the most evil people in the world are the ones who are racist and become police officers. And I don't care what race you are. If you're racist and you become a police officer, those are the most evil people, because it's just like you originally got that job just so you can, like, do whatever you wanted to do to whatever race that you didn't like, because you feel like you can have the upper hand in every situation. Those people are so fucking disgusting.
So let me ask you something, my good people. Like, do you support what Ashley just did? Okay, let me now ask you in another question, in another way. Like, were black people supposed to remain silent during this attack on them? Or were they supposed to talk about this issue just the way it is right now? The reason as to why I'm asking this question is that there's a Latino who has come out, and guess what? She has started saying that black people, they like creating excuses for no reason at all. Like, this issue, they are accusing Latinos of being racist. She's trying to defend Ashley, and by that manner she's trying to say black people should have remained silent. They should have not talked about this issue at all. They think that black are the ones who are racist now. Guys, do you see how things are going? Watch this video, guys, and I'll be back with more commentaries. If you're watching this video, guys, and you haven't subscribed yet, kindly consider subscribing and like this video, guys. Let's do it, guys. Watch this video.
Honestly, the Latinos that are asking the black community for forgiveness because of Ashley Gonzalez, I think they're ridiculous. They have never lived around black people. They treat us bad. They assault us. They assault our street vendors. And like right now, they're making videos, hundreds of videos saying that we're the same as Ashley, that they support ICE. They've been saying that they support ICE for a long time. And not just that. Remember the girl from New York, the one that wasn't Mexican and attacked this black girl, and they were saying, oh yeah, she was Mexican, and they were talking about us, and then they find out that she was not Mexican, and that the black girl was racist towards her in the first place. They were already going towards us. They're just looking for one excuse. Just one excuse. If you live around them, they treat us horribly. But then when we say something, they are like the victim, and Latinos are jealous of us because we're the blueprint and all of this crap. No, if you respect us, if you love Latinos, we love everyone. We love everyone. But like, I'm pretty sure black people done bad things to Ashley. That's why she said that. She just didn't say it. I don't know where. I work in that area, and it was horrible. They burned my uncle's business. They assaulted me when I came from Mexico. They were older people. No one defended me, and yeah, they're racist. They're super racist. They're making a lot of videos against Latinos, and we're supposed to stay quiet, but because if we say something there, then we're the racist ones. So yeah, I don't support Ashley being racist, but these people don't like us, so you don't have to be kissing butt.
So just got word that HPD did indeed terminate Ashley Gonzalez, the officer who made all the disparaging remarks on her Instagram video. And I'm a bit surprised that it happened so fast, but something like this, you know, you get a lot of media attention and a lot of community uproar, and they're going to fast track it, and that's what they did with her. So I thought she would be able to keep her job. So in that regard, I'm surprised that she's terminated, but at the same time, I'm not surprised that she got terminated. So hopefully she's able to learn from this and move forward. Hopefully somebody will give her a second chance, because I think we've all screwed up. We've all said things that we didn't mean in the heat of the moment, maybe venting to a friend or whatever. And we all should be allowed to redeem ourselves and get that second chance.
I got a comment this week that I want to address directly, okay? Because I hear it often, and it deserves an honest response, okay? Somebody said, and I'm a quote, racism is growing in all colors. It's not just a white to black thing. And I appreciate the thoughtfulness behind that comment, I do. And I agree with part of it. Prejudice exists in every community. We can agree on that. Every last one. People of every background can carry bias, resentment, and yeah, sometimes even hatred toward other groups. That's real and worth examining everywhere that it lives, right? But racism, the kind I talk about on this platform, it's not simply personal prejudice. It's not. Racism is prejudice plus power. And that's not a feeling. That's a system built deliberately, maintained institutionally, enforced legally, economically, and physically for over 400 years on this soil. See, a black person can dislike white people. That's prejudice, and it deserves examination. No excuses for that. But that same black person cannot redline a neighborhood, cannot write discriminatory lending policy that strips generational wealth from entire communities. That same black person cannot determine whose history gets taught and whose gets erased in the classroom. That same black person cannot control who gets hired, who gets incarcerated, or who gets killed by the state and called a justified shooting. See, that asymmetry, that gap between personal feeling and institutional power, that's what makes racism a system. Got it? And this past week handed me a perfect real-world example. Houston police officer Ashley Gonzalez was recorded using the N-word, saying she hated black people, making references to slavery. And she was fired Friday, as she should be. Now, the slurs alone, that's prejudice. It's vile, it's inexcusable, but it's still a personal attitude. Now, here is where it crosses the line. On that same recording, she said, I'm a quote, "Let me get a black person on a 911 call tomorrow. You going to jail." See? She connected her hatred directly to her badge, to the power to arrest, detain, and cage a human being based on race alone. See, prejudice became racism the moment she announced her intent to weaponize institutional power against black people. She drew that line herself, out of her own mouth. And firing her was right, but don't miss the bigger point. See, she's not an anomaly at all. She is the product of a system that doesn't interrogate who it hires, who it arms, or what culture it quietly protects. One officer gets fired. Trust and believe there's more there that share her views. It's more where that came from. So she's fired. But the system that made her stays in place. examine bias everywhere, hold every community accountable. And I'm right there with you on that. But don't let racism comes in all colors erase the conversation about a system built brick by brick to benefit one color at the documented expense of everyone else. Okay? That is a truth. And as far as I'm concerned, it's not up for negotiation.
I'm so happy to see the unity of how black folks always come together when something like this always happens. You've just seen there's a lady who has said blacks are not even afraid of anything anymore, because these things have always been there, and there's a way the West, the US, always plays this issue. Like within a few days, you hear that there's the person who was suspended from workplace. You find out they are brought back. They report back to work and they continue as normal. So black folks have said this is enough and enough is enough. They're not going to allow that, and that's not going to happen. So let me know what you think about this particular video, guys. Tell me in the comment section. Do you agree what is happening? Do you see how things are always like? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll be happy to read your comments, guys. And I'll be here, guys, to bring you more videos as they pop up here each and every day. So thank you so much for watching up to this point. Kindly, if you're watching this video and it's the first time watching, kindly do subscribe, like the video, and also share so other people can also see. And if you're a returning subscriber, hit that like button, and also tell me what you think about this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, up to this point. I'll be ending here. Stay tuned for more videos which are coming very soon. Until next time, have a great morning, have a great afternoon, and have a great evening. Bye. See you, one love, guys. Peace.